Hey, what's up, Final Community? My name is Tim. Welcome back to my channel. This is called Phantassie Roundabout. This is my second ever episode. I just posted my first one last week, just as kind of an introduction video. But being that it's the end of the year here, I thought I would jump on the bandwagon of the Vinyl Tag 2026. This year's prompts are brought to you by David Atkinson on his Music and More Vinyl Community channel. I'll link to that below. There are 20 questions, so I thought I would go through them. Without further ado, here we go. So first up, first question is show your best vinyl purchase of 2025. I had plenty of purchases this year, but I think none was more exciting for me and appropriate than Virginia Astley. This is From Gardens Where We Feel Secure. I spent like 3 months in England this year, late summer into autumn, and that's what this record sounds like. Virginia Astley creates kind of like a chamber pastoral ambience, kind of like, I suppose, Penguin Cafe Orchestra a little bit. It's just absolutely beautiful. I spent a lot of time in the countryside just wandering around, and that's what this sounds like. I picked this up at Sohm Records, SOM, in Washington, D.C., earlier in the summer, and then, so this was just on my mind the entire time. It's incredible stuff. The next prompt is share your favorite live musical experience of 2025. I saw plenty of shows this past year, but my favorite was here in San Francisco at a place called Gray Area, and it was by the American Analog Set. American Analog Set was, I suppose, is an act that got their start in the mid 90s and were pretty active through the 2000s. Their original pressings of those records are pretty sought after. They have been getting reissued by Numero Group this past year. I'm looking out for those original copies, but in the meantime, I do have a series of 7 inches from that time period. These are all on Emperor Jones records. Red, white, and blue. These each represent one single off each of their 3 first records. Awesome stuff. The show was called Magic Hour. It was a seated show. It was longer than an hour, but it was so incredible. It was so good. Third prompt, your vinyl record collection in 10 years' time. Is it bigger? Is it smaller? Is it about the same? And why? At this point, I think I am building a bit. So I would say in 10 years, it will likely be bigger than it is. Again, my collection is fairly trim. I've been collecting for over 20 years. I have about 800 records. But I could see that easily growing in the next 10 years. Okay, the fourth prompt is you move into a new home. You play one record turned up to 11 to announce your arrival. What is it and why? This was a pretty easy one for me. Obviously, it's going to be Stooges' Funhouse. I don't need to explain why. All right, the fifth prompt. Show two albums, one each of your favorite male and female singers. Why these two? I just went for my gut instinct. Scott Walker. I love a lot of his records, but man, Scott 4, we all know it. Incredible. And then a little bit off the beaten path for the female vocalist. I decided to go with something on the folk bent. This is Rosalie Sorrell's 1967 album entitled If I Could Be the Rain. This is on Folk Legacy Records. No one really knows about this record. This is $8. It's usually between $5 and $10. It's awesome. It sounds so fresh to me still. Her voice is incredible. It's so intimate. She's a great songwriter. I actually worked or interned rather with Smithsonian Folkways for a summer, and it was at the time that they had ingested Folk Legacy into their catalog under their Folkways umbrella, and so I spent a lot of time digesting these records, and this one really stood out to me. So definitely go check this out.
Why don't you open up the door just once and let me in, and I can tell you secrets that have always been only mine. Not this time, baby. Well then maybe some other place, some other time. I like just one.
All right, number 6. Oh, show us your top 3 soul or dance records. Yeah, so first up, Mutant Disco, subtitled A Subtle Discolation of the Norm. This is super danceable. This is great stuff. It's on Z Records. I guess I found out about this just on streaming a while ago, but I stumbled onto this copy in Montreal. This is super cheap, but I think it would be considered cheap heat. Check this out. And speaking of cheap heat, let's see here. Rock Your Baby, George McRae. I guess it said soul or dance records. I'm going on the disco bent here. What's not to love about this record? So good. You can find it really anywhere for super cheap, and it rules. And I couldn't go that direction without pulling out Gwen McRae. A little bit harder to find than George, but this is equally fantastic. They bring it. I love how they kind of answer each other's albums with Rock Your Baby and Rockin' Chair. That was no accident. So this is awesome stuff too. Number 7 is Show Us a Real Stinker. Nominate a track you hate from an album you love. This was kind of tough. Generally don't hate tracks. If I'm buying it, I'm usually enjoying the whole record. But there is one song that I really just don't like, and it's on Surf's Up. What a record. Incredible. But Student Demonstration Time, I can do without it. Okay, number 8. If you had to pick only one album from each of the last 6 decades, so this is 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. I don't know if these are definitive for me or not. I just wanted to take the opportunity to show off some things that I love from each decade. First up is the 60s. Here's that sought after True Stereo Magical Mystery Tour. I love this record. It may, in fact, be my favorite Beatles record. Um, and I love the way this sounds. For the 70s, couldn't do without Station to Station by David Bowie. For the 80s, I'm just going to pick one of my favorite records of all time, Life's Rich Pageant by R.E.M. Then for the 90s, I have this sort of beat up cover here of Blowout Comb by Diggable Planets. The discs are awesome. It sounds great, if a little bass heavy, but this is an awesome record. And then getting into the 2000s, here's one that's not talked about too often. This is Antelope with the album called Reflector. This is sort of later period Discord records out of DC. I don't know a whole lot about this band. I did get to see them way back in the day, probably 2003, 2004. I went to school at James Madison University, and they had something called the Mid-Atlantic College Radio Conference, MacRock, and it pulled in all sorts of awesome bands and artists. And Antelope did play there. Members of this band are still active in the DC scene today. This album just hits. And then finally, for the 2010s, the Sound Carriers with Entropicalia. I found this at Amoeba Hollywood, actually, for a decent price. This is on the Ghost Box label. It's basically like broadcast and the free design mixed together. It's really awesome. Okay, so number 9, you get the opportunity to spend a day alone with one artist, walking a mountain trail, the beach, or hanging out in the city. Who would be that artist? Well, I'm not going with a musician per se. I think he does do a little bit here and there, but it's more a label head and curator, and that is Johnny Trunk. Trunk Records. This guy's been putting out some of the most lost, obscure television and film cues and soundtracks for 25-ish years. It's very eccentric. This is I think like a 25th anniversary compilation that came out a couple years ago.
Man, a very special robot man. I switch him on each night and day. It's such a thrill to hear him say, Robot, baby, I love you. Robot, baby, I love you. He came to me from outer space. He's got the most peculiar face.
So good. I would love to hang out with this guy. I did meet him this summer, or actually, no, just last month in November at a record fair in London. Super cool guy. He's got a really great Instagram, not to mention an incredible catalog of records that he's putting out. And I don't know what I would ask him. I'm just like, how does he keep it so cool? So, number 11, show a record that contains a track that always brings a tear to the eye. I went ahead with the Field Mice. This is a Sarah Records band. This is a 1991 compilation. There's a track from 1990 called So Said Kay. Oh my God. It's so good. Yeah, really tugs at me.
She reached in and placed a string of knots around his heart of mine. She reached in and placed a string of knots around his heart of mine. She reached in and placed a string of knots around his heart of mine.
So the next two questions are not exactly things that I'm prepared to answer. Number 12 is show 3 albums from artists you've tried to love, but you're questioning why you bother. I don't have anything like that in my collection. If I didn't really get into it, I either didn't buy it or I've sold it by now. And I'm not going to pluck something out of thin air just to shit on. So, no. And then 13 is show an album from an artist whose character disappoints you, or can you separate the artist from the art? Again, it's not to say I don't have any record in my collection that doesn't contain some person who is questionable, but who am I to say? It's not up to me, and there's probably way too many of them, so I'm not gonna do that. All right, number 14 is if you had to sell all of your vinyl along with your record player, and you could keep one as a keepsake, what would it be? And that would just be the very first record I ever had in my collection, which was a gift to me from my dear friend Dave when I was 17. And that is like a 80s copy of Velvet Underground and Nico on yellow vinyl. It's classic. I would just keep this, and it's not only one of the most influential albums of all time, it's on yellow vinyl, and it's also from my buddy Dave when I was 17, well before I ever had a turntable. Number 15 is discuss your vinyl community highlight of 2025. That would be my first video, which I just posted last week. I'll post it again down below. Go check it out. I'm happy to be here. I'm brand new. I'm here for the long haul, so please like and comment and subscribe, all those things. Thank you. Number 16, name your favorite musical biopic. This one's not really a biopic, but I remember a long time ago, I got to see this documentary called Off the Charts about song poems or poem songs. Basically, songwriters who accept other people's poems as lyrics and put them to song. And it's just wild. It is wild. And no one seems to talk about it.
When I first saw the ad, it talked about money making and it said songs. Get your poetry made into songs. Oh, this is interesting. It was $299 altogether. So I spent $100 in the first month, $100 in the second month, and $99 the third month. Yes, I think it was worth it.
Within Queen City of Southern Tears, I am sitting on my super bicycle Angeloria, and I'm dressed like Captain Bicycle.
Give 3 reasons why jazz matters and show a favorite album. I mean, there's a million, but I'll just throw this one out there. Oliver Nelson, Blues and the Abstract Truth. Look at that lineup right there. Paul Chambers. What do we got? Eric Dolphy, Bill Evans, Roy Haynes, Freddie Hubbard. Incredible record. Why does it matter? I don't know if I can come up with 3 separate reasons. To me, jazz is really the folk music. I mean, I've always struggled with what folk music is supposed to mean as a genre. I think we all accept folk music as Americana or like white singer-songwriter acoustic kind of thing. But really, when we're talking about folk, when we're talking about everyday language and everyday tools, yeah, that's what folk music is as we know it. But also, jazz is very much that as well, and it is just what I guess the most important American export, really. Number 18, a little morbid. You're an innocent man or woman on death row. They give you one last musical request. What do you ask for? Well, I suppose I'm just going to prolong the process for as long as I can. Not the act of administering death, not that, but assuming they're not allowed to begin until after the song is over, I'm going to choose John Cage as long as possible. This is a piece that began its performance in 2001 and is scheduled to wrap up in September of 2640. So assuming they're going to let me listen to the entire thing, I'll be long gone of natural causes before the song ever ends.
Listen carefully for the sound change when this new pipe is fitted. There, just there. Did you hear that? The organisers of the event said the performance is one of the slowest realisations of an organ musical piece. Given its length of 639 years, that's surely one of the greatest ever understatements.
Okay, number 19. Sell your favorite artist to a new listener. I guess my favorite artist, really when it comes down to it, is Ennio Morricone. I have plenty of his records. Here's a more recent collection called Segreto. And I don't know how to sell it. Like, it's just the most consequential composer of the 20th century. His music, it goes beyond. Incredible. So the very last one, you're arranging a vinyl community meetup in 2026. Excluding those you've already met, invite 3 people you'd most like to meet. Again, I'm brand new here. I did meet Dylan from Noble Records randomly at the Austin airport. I guess he was in town for the Austin convention. I was in Texas for a completely separate work-related thing, and I bumped into him there, and I introduced myself. That was cool. So I guess he's off the list, but I don't know. Other than that, I feel like I would love to hang out with like Dom from Seeking a Thread, Jonas from Vinyl Stockholm, and probably like Married to Vinyl, Mark and Leslia. I figure we can all hang out in California and do like a amoeba dig somewhere. Anyway, that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed my Vinyl Tag 2026. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and subscribe. Again, I'm new here, but I could use all the support I could get to make sure I can keep on doing these. So anyway, have a great holiday and New Year, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.